Hello, my name is David Carvajal, and today I'm going to be demoing my experiment for Lab0. So here we see that the slice is made and there are currently no resources. So we will add our resources to test the experiment. This will be 2 virtual machines. Our first node will be the client, and our second node will be the server. I will connect the 2, and then we will choose one of these to, I'll go with an GENI here at the University of Hawaii, and then give these automatic IP addresses. That should be everything here. Now I'll reserve these resources. It'll take a minute to actually give us the resources. Great, now that we have that, I'll copy our login information for the SSH for the client and then the server. And we'll go back to the home page and see if those resources are ready. In the meantime, I will start 2 instances of PuTTY. Making sure I'm recording correctly. Yep. Put in our login information. On the left will be the client. Access this to see if they're ready. And then on the right will be our server. And I need to give them the appropriate keys. Once these go green, we'll be able to access them. This will take a minute. And now they're ready. So we will open these SSH connections, give the passcode, and we have established our SSH connections. So now I'll check the interfaces. We're able to see the names and IP addresses of the control interface and the data interface for both of the nodes. So we're gonna check to see the communication. So we're gonna be pinging from the client, the server's data plane interface, which would be this IP address here. Times, and we see that's working correctly. No packet loss. We'll do the same with the server's control plane interface at this IP address. That is also working correctly. And no packet loss, great. Now we will install the iPerf software on both nodes. Great. That is set up. Run hash to check that it was correctly done. Great. And now we'll start an iPerf server on the server node. That's listening now. And then a iPerf client through our client that will communicate with the data plane of the server. Great, that's connected, and we should be able to see the bandwidth now in a minute. Great. And then we will also start an iPerf client to the control plane. At this IP address. That's connected. We should also see a bandwidth here. Great, 4.9. And so those are our bandwidths. And from here, we're basically complete with that. So now I will stop the iPerf server on the server node. That's done. And now we will bring down the different interfaces on the server node. So from here, I do not need to run the Noka stop because I used GENI. So we will just start pinging the data plane interface of the server. See that we have great communication there, but now that we're going to bring down the interface, we will eventually see that the data plane should be unreachable. And that is Ethernet 1. The data plane. Bring that down. You see on the left that this hangs because it's not able to send packets anymore. And in a second, we'll see that the destination is unreachable. Great, that is unreachable now. So we'll stop here. And next, bring down the server's control interface. So we will start pinging the control interface so we could see when it goes down. Currently it's reachable, working correctly. And now the control interface is Ethernet 1. or Ethernet 0, sorry. So we'll bring that one down now. This hangs, and this SSH into the server will now become unusable. Here we'll see eventually that the destination host is unreachable, but I will no longer have access into the server node. And that pretty much concludes the experiment. Yep, now I see it's unreachable. And so here, I'll stop the pinging, exit. I'll close this one manually because we can no longer SSH into it. And here, I'll delete my resources so that they will be usable by other people trying to use the University of Hawaii's GENI. Sometimes I do it twice. And if I refresh the page, we'll see once this manifest is gathered, we'll see that there is no longer any resources there. Guess we'll have to do it again. I'll refresh this again, and we'll see no resources. All right, thank you for watching. That concludes my demo for Lab0.